Hello and welcome to episode 15 of our Timberborn Update 7 Emberpelts playthrough, Cycle 25, Day 9. Last time we did a little bit of subterranean industrial expansion. All the way down here we have a mine, if I scroll up you can see that, operating basically at 100% capacity for the most part. There's a little bit of extra scrap metal left over, but we also have some fuel being made out of Badwater and charcoal. And we have some storage for a whole bunch of different things down here. We have storage for charcoal. We don't have charcoal processing. So what might be a smart thing for us to do is to get that going, which of course comes out of one of these buildings that I've just now forgotten. The kiln. There you go. So I need to put one of these down here. We already have a storage for charcoal, like I said. We've got storage for the products of the mine. If we're going to have a kiln down here, we need to have storage for logs as well, because that, of course, is what you burn to turn into charcoal. So I kind of want to combine a couple of ideas that you guys have given me in the comments, and that is for us to put in some platforms covering these piles and the tanks and everything, and to kind of migrate the refinery to be on top of that. And you might think the best, easiest way is to come in with the mega platforms on top of the path and just go in that way. Well, an interesting idea was proposed in the comments, and that was for us to come in from the backside. Now, I'm not going to do this yet because there's nasty water in here. Just know that that's why this isn't happening yet. But if we blast this out, we can actually take overhangs and put them inside here, behind this, and then put the refineries right on top of those. So again, there's bad water here. I'm not blowing it up yet, but that's something we can consider for the future once we have everything cleaned up and this no longer has nasty water in it. I do plan on eliminating all of that at some point. So for right now, what's probably going to be the easiest thing for us to do is to locate a decent spot to put in a kiln. And then, I don't think it's going to be super complicated. We just need to have something that will work. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to set that to make charcoal. And then we do, of course, need a pile. I don't know if we need to have an underground one. Nor do I think I could actually get one of these to fit down here without finagling some other stuff. I think if I get rid of this piece here, it shouldn't cause any problems. Well, we're going to find out. Let's make that a priority, get this on triple speed. Because if I can do that, then I can just have a path come down here. And I'm going to have a big pile for logs in that spot. So we'll see what happens when they actually come down here and finish this in the morning. But that'll be good to get that taken care of and continue moving on to other tasks. Because we have a lot of stuff to do. I think at this point it's probably not wise to say, okay, here's one specific task we're going to do today and that's it, because there's just so much other stuff that we're going to naturally come across. All right, B for boom. Cool, no problems. That will now become an underground pile for logs. Very easy. Somehow got messed up there. So that should help the fuel situation. Not that we're really burning it outside of having this engine in here. But since that's taken care of, I do want to recognize some of the comments that said, hey, we should put flywheels down here. I agree. I like these. I think they're really neat. I have to have somewhere to put them, though. So that's going to be something we will figure out at some point in time. For now, I just wanted to make sure we addressed this because that was going to be an issue sooner rather than later. Now we can move on. We haven't really done much with this area, and I do want to reimagine it at some point. Now is probably not the perfect time, but we do have a couple things to check out here. And somebody had said, or they'd asked, rather, if some of this was unbuilt. This is actually built. I know the shadow makes it look kind of weird, but it is, to the best of my knowledge, completely taken care of over here in terms of stuff getting out or in. Somebody said that we're getting some bad water through here, but I really don't see a way for that to be possible based on how this is set up. The diversions and everything should be working perfectly fine. And obviously there's room for improvement, and as we close off all of the bad water stuff, then it'll get better. But good looking out. I do always appreciate that. Over here, we do have this bad water discharge But we also still have this water source that we have not done anything with. I said a long time ago that I wanted to reroute the clean water to go into the main reservoir. I don't think that's going to be necessary, honestly. This is already full and overflowing. I know it's day 10, so this does take a couple days to fill up. I don't think it's a big issue right now. What I think I'd rather focus on for the time being is eliminating other bad water sources that are always emitting bad water. And if we go all the way down to the very bottom of the map, we can locate those. We have one here. We have one here. We have this one here that we've already taken care of. But there's a lot of bad water sources, so this could keep us pretty busy for quite a long time if we wanted to just dedicate a whole bunch of effort to that. This one seems like a pretty good early target if we're going to invest some time and resources into doing that. In terms of the actual materials used to build these things, we do have enough to build at least one. We probably need to have more storage for gears. That is a different problem. So now we just have to get over here. And that is going to be an interesting thing for us to deal with, because I have ideas that may or may not be smart. But I did this before, where we take a two-way bridge and then I get rid of the last piece on the end, and then on that I put a two-way bridge, and then on you get the idea. So I'm not gonna say that this is cheating because the game allows you to do it, and I know this is a mod, but well, who needs point loads, right? That's not a real thing. That's definitely not a real thing. So we're just gonna let it you know, be its thing there. I will put that there so they can start building that. I know that's going to be a big project. There's some other ones over here that we can, without doing too much nonsense, actually have beavers walk down into. But it's going to require that we have access from the end of our magnificent, miraculous tubeway mess. Say that one 5 times fast. Okay, well, I don't even know what the acronym for that would be. We're going to move on. I am... Yes, I know. Wait, what's the Breaking Bad meme? He can't keep getting away with this. Yeah, that's just me playing this game. I need to be able to get up over to here. So maybe this having on a little extension thing here probably isn't the right thing. I probably just need to go. So that's the 5. I don't need to spend time. Oh, I forgot. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot I could do 90s with this. Oh, this should not be allowed. This should absolutely not be allowed. Okay, that's actually not going to work. Well, what I can do is I can just do that. And then from here, I can do this. And then from here, I can do this. That's obviously not going to work. Let's get that guy. Oh boy, I love it when a plan comes together. So they need to be, come on, autosave. They need to be able to get over here. So this is what I will do. I will put that in place, and then they can walk down here without getting their feet wet, or any part of their body wet for that matter. If I just put in a platform, let's say there. Oh, they are going to walk down into that mess. Well, I'm going to choose to just allow them to do what they want. Maybe there will be a drought, who knows? But this one they cannot walk down into because there are no stairs. And, oh, hey, guess what? This have blockages. We could very well turn this into some nice clean water discharge here and then do a diversion off the back of the map. That would be a fun project. But for now, we have to have this taken care of. So, bad water discharge, you go. Right there. And we won't worry about that one for the time being. So, now that we've, mutually agreed that the laws of physics are not real and cannot hurt us. I'm gonna let them just get away with that garbage. Logs, planks, metal blocks. This has scrap metal in it. Let's give them a fighting chance of, you know, actually being able to accomplish something. And let's get this set up here. What did I say this had to have? It was logs, planks, metal blocks. So metal blocks are the most annoying thing to get over here. Planks, same kind of deal. I don't have space to get that attached there. Look at them go. They are building and building and building. Magnificent. Let's get those constructed and then logs, yes. That is what we need. And then, of course, dynamite and gears. I guess this is fine. I'm just going to choose not to worry about it. Dynamite set to obtain. How... Uh-oh. Nope, can't do that. How badly do I want this to just be unbearably stupid? I think is the question of the hour here. I didn't do one for logs yet, so that needs to go there, and then... Yep, I've got that, and then I just need to have a storage for gears, which I can easily do here. Is it ugly? Yes! But is it going to work? Also yes. Flawless plan. So they're going to take care of that. Have we gotten this taken care of? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. So, friends, you know what time it is. It's our favorite time ever in the history of mankind. It is time-lapse time, where we lapse time and get things accomplished without having to sit here for 4 episodes. So they're going to build this 2-way unless I've done something just egregiously bad that the game decides I need to be punished for. And then we will get these Badwater things plugged up and look into making some actual diversions inside the mountain so we can have some nice clean blue water here and make it possible for more of the map to be green and usable. I will see you on the other side of this time lapse. Alright, so it's cycle 26, and we managed to get this Badwater discharge completed during the bad tide. So now it's a little bit cleaner. It's still going to be pretty nasty for a while, but while they continue building... Ah! I finally got by my own hubris. That's not how English works. I know. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So what has to happen now is I guess I have to be able to actually get somebody down on this because it's not gonna let me blaze anything. Okay. Well, that explains why they hadn't finished building, but let's just take care of this real quick. They should be able to reach this. At the very least, so that will allow me to just do one of these numbers. I played around for a brief period of time with putting a station up here and then trying to get down here to cut these trees down, because if you hadn't noticed, we don't have any logs. We're very, very low on logs. We've been doing a whole lot of building. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to have to find somewhere. I don't know if there's a single tile I can build a staircase on. Yeah, it's not going to let me, it's not going to let me over here without doing some really stupid stuff. Now, actually, ye of little faith. So, this is the funniest part about this, is this is one of the only tiles over here that I could actually get away with doing this on. And, I would have to have a tiny tube-way station at the very bottom of this to be able to get out. But I can't build that because of how this is set up here. There's an overhang here, actually. Ooh, okay. Alright. I know it's probably going to drive you guys absolutely nuts that I do this, but I'm just going to put this back the way it was, because I just remembered, I have dynamite. I can just blow it up. Who cares, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to do that. It's going to be the easiest possible way to just get this done, so we can move on. I will just put in... Let's go for 2 lumberjack flags right here. so I can get these trees cut down. It's obviously going to be one of those things that, yes, does just take time. But I think it's worth grabbing these trees because, well, they're here, and we're not presently, you know, flush with wood. So that's just going to have to be one of those things that they get to at some point in the future. But this is already looking a little bit better not having this here. Long term, I do need to get all of these taken care of, but I am feeling pretty good about that. So they're still going to have to take a little bit of time to get the rest of those trees. So let's take a look. Yeah, they've gotten all these guys. Huh. Can I plant any more trees here without it being completely insane? Oh, yeah, I got room. I got room. So let's go ahead and put in... how far do these guys reach? Okay, they can reach that far too. I think I had 3 more? Yeah, alright. Yeah, we'll plant some more oak trees there. I know they'll take 30 days to grow. That's fine. That's how it is. We'll be prepared in the future for something else. And this guy here, Gather Flag, can reach all of these. We really don't need this many more berries. But it's space. No. No. I want I want as many of these to be oaks as I can. Okay. Just the space that they can't plant trees, we can put the berries there. It makes it a little bit easier. All right, so they're going to take care of that. It will, like I said, take some time to get finished. Everything else, though, is looking pretty good. It seems like we're out of canola seeds. I did not think that was going to be a thing. But we do seem to be going through those with a quickness to try and make all of these different things. So, coming back over here. See, I wasn't really planning on having any canola over here. But we might as well, just because this is a space that we can, you know, make some pretty good use of. I just plant some canola. Do I have corn over here? I do. I don't have any more space I can grow corn in, do I? I mean, technically here I do. Okay, I don't need this extract here because that was for developing this tunnel. I also don't need that there. So those can definitely go away. And then I can take this path out here and I can plant a few more pieces of corn. That's something. I could also make some here, but I don't want it to be super ugly, you know? Slightly ugly. Now that's okay. But super ugly. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. Do I think there's ever going to be a reason to come back down here? Probably not. Unless I want to extend. I'm going to leave this here. The ladder. But I will take the rest of this out just as soon as I get all of this out of here. Oh, but they have a full extract storage. Okay. Well, my centrifuge is actually not down here. I never built one. I should have done that. I should have moved stuff, but then I think I was having issues trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to put where. So, when we do eventually go in and put this refinery and stuff on top of this, I think this would be a decent place to also have a centrifuge. Depending on how I wanted to do it. I know I could get power basically anywhere I want, but that sounds like a problem for the next episode, because I don't want to spread myself mentally too thin here. Okay, so they are in the process of getting this taken care of. That, of course, will... You already know. Let's see. We looking okay here. We don't have logs because we don't have logs. We already knew that was a thing. Anywhere else that I can reach? Not down there. I've got these that haven't been cut down, but I think that's probably more of a function of they just haven't had the time to get all the way up into the corners here, because it does say that is reachable. These, of course, are apple trees we're using. There's other trees down here. Is this accessible? You know what? It kind of is. Is this going to reach? Oh, it'll reach 3. So, you know, that's better than nothing. This still full, yes, because of course it is. I'll tell you what. Let's keep this thing rolling here. That will let me... Only a couple more trees, really? Because I don't have another great spot to put this. Obviously can't do it here because then they can't actually get anywhere. Huh. Yeah, it's probably not worth putting that there. All things considered. I can't reach that. Can't reach this. Well, I guess there's technically some available down here. Are these marked for cutting? They are not. Now, normally I would not be concerned with trying to get all of this wood, but we're in kind of a situation here, so... I think if I just put this here... No, I put that one block off axis. Let's get rid of that. Just get this connected. It'll work for right now. It'll get us a few more logs so we can continue working, continue building. Remember, we have to have those logs so we can build this that will allow us to get to the other logs. It's all connected. Always has been. But I feel like we're still making some nice progress here. Obviously, there's more stuff available down here. So let's preload this. Okay, that's already blocked off. It's probably cheaper to just put in a tiny two-way station. Say right... you know what? Actually, no. We'll just do this. Get this hooked up to a thing there. And then I can for sure get all of this with a single guy. Just take him maybe a little bit longer, but harvest those trees. That is very worthwhile. 100%. Let's get this dynamite in place just a little bit faster here. No, I wanted that construction. There we go. All right, B for boom. And in we go with the stairs. I'll let those guys get to work on that. I actually don't think I have a viable way to get a staircase down to this lower level at this time. So that's going to have to be another example of cut a tree down and put in some exploding stuff. And, well, we got a little bit of time to wait. We can just let them do what they're going to do. How else are we looking over here? Because, again, there's so much stuff to do. So many things to get done that we haven't gotten done. We did make some very nice progress on our power shafts and our tubeways and all that. I seem to remember somebody leaving a comment that we needed to route the power shafts around the tubeways, but yeah, that's kind of what we did already. We did that there. Unless this... No, we did that here too. So I'm trying to find the spot where we didn't route the power around the tubeway. I feel like we... Oh, right here? Okay, this is the only example I can think of. It doesn't really bother me that much, to be perfectly honest with you. So I think we can kind of leave that alone for the time being. Okay, we're making nice progress now with this. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, this is a spot. I always forget where the dynamite is in this mod. I can definitely blast this out and then put in a staircase. Very easily, just right here, so they can get to the rest of that. Should not be that big of a deal. And then I think we can kind of leave this on autopilot for a little while. Maybe do another time-lapse with some construction of other fun stuff here. B for boom. Please do not get blown up. Thank you. Yeah, that'll allow just about all of this to be accessible to the best of my knowledge. Well, this bit up here probably isn't accessible. We might have to move that to get that enabled. But now, because of how this is set up, I probably do want to leave this slope in place, which again is what I was saying about only doing this during a drought. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to time-lapse yet again, and hopefully get them constructing this other Badwater, whatever this building is called. Yes, I have 15 hours, there you go, 1,500 hours in the game. How'd you know? Anyway, they're going to get that taken care of, and then we'll see what else we can get accomplished, do a little bit more of the bad tide blocking, and maybe if we have enough time, which I think we might, based on what this recording is looking like now, we might be able to do permanent Badwater diversions behind them if we can get the Badwater stopped completely. Just depends on if we get a drought or a bad tide next. So I will see you on the other side. Alright, so they got this one finished. We're cutting some trees down. Things are going pretty well. No complaints, honestly. But I do think, since we are still in a temperate cycle, we haven't found out if we have a drought or a bad tide yet, we can start the process of working toward this being diverted. So we have way down here on this level 10, we have our water sources, and then they just go straight the way up. So I think we can probably avoid putting a second set of sluices up here just because there is that upward bit. If we tunnel down here and have this just be letting it straight out with the sluices back here, they'll close when it's bad water, and they will, you know what I'm talking about. They open when it's bad water, they close when it's not, and then the good stuff just flows out this way. So we have access to this level here. And I believe, if I'm able to do this correctly, let's, how much more expensive? I've had this discussion with myself so many times, and I never remember what I said. The two-way tunnel, I believe, is roughly the same cost as just a normal tunnel. Yeah. Yeah, it's more planks, but yeah, yeah. Stop saying yeah. No. Can't tell me what to do. You can ask nicely. I will put this in. Oh, I need to remember what the numbers are. That's right. That's right. I have the ability. I just have to use my brain. 12 to 18 is what we're looking for. So there we go. There. And then here, I guess, does not need to be a two-way tunnel because I need to have this be a station so I can still access the other side. So this one can actually just be a regular tunnel. But by making these two-ways with only the extra two-plank expense, it honestly kind of feels like a cheat code, to be perfectly honest with you. But I believe should be okay. So this is currently pressurized up here, and it's not completely poisoned. Remember that this is Emberpelts, and they do not like getting wet. So I don't really have a lot of incentive if I want to keep the beavers happy to unplug this, and I don't want to if it's going to be a bad tide next. If it's going to be a drought next, then I can absolutely do that, and it's going to help me get this taken care of. But at any rate, I think it's going to be fine for us to just continue coming down this way, do one of these numbers just like this, and then at that point we'll come in with our tunnel bits here. Now, I'm not going to put the tunnels in until I know for sure that it's going to be a drought, because if it's a bad tide, obviously that's going to be a bad idea. So let's get this on triple speed. You already know the drill. They got so much stuff to do, they're not going to be able to get this done with any degree of expedience anyhow. So yes, I know this is a tunnel going in here. They already had the pieces in there. I could have just exploded it. It's fine. Just let it be. Just let it be what it's gonna be at this point. They'll take care of that. Should be nice, big help. We've got clean water coming up here that we probably should also do a diversion on at some point, but this is already something we had access to. Wait, is that the same level? It absolutely is. Well, 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 how the turntables. You know what that means? It means we can get into this nonsense super easy as well. Alright, so this should have been exploded. Yes, I fully recognize how dumb this was. Let's put in our tiny two-way station with that way. Oh no, there's a glass dome in the way. Not anymore. So then I just have to, for the sake of what we're doing later, get that attached to a, what do you call it? And yeah, they will eventually get this figured out. Cool, let's leave them to that and go look at something else. How are we doing on trees? Okay, we have some there. So the tree numbers should be recovering just a little bit. We have these growing in. We have our bushes as well. We don't have a lot of corn, and this is something that I wanted to fix. And I said I was going to leave this in place, but I will plant additional corn here. I know it's, what, 9, 10, 11 squares. Oh no, 11. Okay, 13 additional squares of corn. I'm quaking in my boots. But, oh, I can't fit that there, really? This is fine. This will help. It's not going to make everything, perfectly better, but, oh, hold on. I wanted that to actually be, there we go. It's going to help. A little bit. Oh, good. It's a drought. That is going to make things so much easier. So much easier. Come to think of it, do I still need to have this here set to... It's not set to obtain. That's fine. Yeah, look at us go. We're making progress. All right, folks. You know what time it is? It's time for time-lapse when we get all of these tunnels blasted. And then, since it's about to be a drought, we're going to have the perfect opportunity to get these diversions set up in place. Very, very simple. And then, folks, we're going to be in a really, really good position to have this area much, much, much cleaner. And don't forget, because it's a drought, it's going to be our best possible opportunity to put in that other Badwater cap. Not the cap, the discharge and close position, whatever this faction uses. So that's going to be fun. We can't, of course, do that until the drought actually starts. So you will see that at some point come into view up on the appropriate level. But I'll talk to you after the time lapse. Alright, so cycle 27, and we now have clean water coming through here, coming up out of the top, and the bad water is mostly contained to these little pools here. We've got both of these successfully capped with the discharges in the closed position. And I kind of had a little bit of a change of heart for the design on this. The beavers cannot get wet or contaminated if they are inside of a tubeway. So what I did is I replaced some of these regular tunnel sections I'd already put down with tubeway tunnels so that they can get through here and to start the process of actually putting the diversion stuff in without it having to be a huge deal. And I also just realized I made a mistake with how I was going to be routing this. Because I need to be able to put the tubeways in here. I can't put a tubeway tunnel in. I have to put an actual tubeway. This piece here is what has to be the tubeway tunnel. So I can put the sluice gates in here and here. So that does have to become just a regular tunnel. And then this piece here also needs to become a tubeway tunnel so that this can become a sluice gate. Once that's taken care of, all I have to do is make these two tubeway tunnels. And then, at least to get this thing started, since that one's already mostly done, I will just come through here and put this as tubeway tunnels, and then I can get the rest of these by putting this as a tubeway tunnel. This becomes tubeway tunnel all the way down to here, where it meets up with this, and then this, and this become tubeway tunnels, while everything else is just regular tunnels. So it's gonna, still take them a little bit of time to get this done, but we should be able to do it without a beaver getting wet. And we should, if I am not incorrect, be able to put in... I'm incorrect. Okay, well, it's not too late to change. It's never too late to change. Well, for, I guess, some things, it's definitely always too late to change. But, that inspirational bit flopped extremely hard. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I need to be able to put these sluice gates in without having to, reroute everything. So I'm just going to move those around. And I clicked on the wrong button. Good job. This goes back to being a regular tunnel. Two-way tunnel here, and here is probably fine because I can put in... I'm going to choose not to worry about it. We're just going to let them, do this for a little while longer. And come back and take a look at some of their stuff. Because I did notice we have some nothing to do in a range flags. So it looks like they finally cleaned this entire cavern out. Good job, Beavers. You can go and do whatever you want now, because we definitely don't need you to be here. Is there any other... I guess not. What's this one? Ah! Okay, makes sense. That one got everything all harvested up, so... I believe... I mean, we had extra beavers anyway, so it's not like it was a really big deal. But I'm feeling pretty good about that. Looking nice. This is ever so slightly cleaner. It's not, tremendously clean, but it's a whole lot better than it was. And I know there's still, I think most of this bad water here is from leftovers. I don't think there's another bad water source over here. There is not. This one we already did. That one. This one would be another good one to do, but I'm nowhere near this, so that's going to have to be a future project. And they're going to work here. I know they have nothing to eat or drink over here, and that's my fault. I would love to say it will improve, but it's absolutely not going to anytime soon. This tubeway here, I guess we could leave in place so I can get that and that removed. I should be able to put a sluice. Yes, I just can't put it there. But I can put it there. And that, of course, is going to be set to close below contamination of 1%. And then we'll do the same kind of thing everywhere else. What the heck did I do here? Okay, because this was supposed to go... Aha. This is supposed to go this way. So that tubeway can come out. I just have to replace this with normal tubeways now. So there we go. Then that connects. I think they might be able to build this one from a diagonal. It's looking like they might be able to. Okay. So this is all taken care of, and that's exactly what I wanted to see here. Just take these out so I can get those resources back. Take that out, and then I can actually do one of those. Can they grab this from inside of a tubeway? I think they can. We can do one of those magical disappearing, shrinking things here where we just kind of, you know, peel it back in. Turn that off, so close below contamination. So that way when it's contaminated, it opens and wham bam off the end. So those have been set for slight prioritization. They'll pick those up unless they don't have space for them, in which case I'm not going to cry about it. But an effort is being made. No space for planks. I do not think we're going to have to worry about those for basically ever. So that can go away, which means this can go away, which means... Yep, more planks can immediately get removed. I know you want this. I know you want this metal block. Come get this metal block. Maybe not. Okay, that's a tunnel, so that can get taken care of. Regular platform can definitely go away. That is part of this. Okay, there we go. One slow step at a time. So that should absorb the settings, and it did. Very good. This is probably what's holding most of this back at this point. And it may be a little bit of a bit of finagling at the end here to get these other pieces installed, but I don't think it's going to be a tremendous issue. Both of that things can go away. Oh, you know what? Somebody did something stupid. I'll let you guess who it was. It wasn't you, it was me. So yes, now I have to put... I know. I have to put this back in so they can get that taken care of. Let's see. I mean, I hate to just have an entire episode where, hey, we fixed Badwater, but, I mean, it's an important thing to do. And it is. Look how clean this is. Look, isn't that great? Don't you just love it? Look how clean this is. Aside from that, we don't talk about that or that or that. That's cool, though. We're making good progress, even if it's not, always the fun, exciting stuff. But we are making good progress. So what I'm going to do, you're never going to guess. That's right. It's time-lapse this. And get this diversion as much in place as I can without any beavers getting wet before the end of this episode. And then at the end of the time-lapse, we'll take a look at our handiwork and say goodbye until the next time it's time for us to play with the fire beavers again. All right, folks. All of the sluices are in. We are going to verify, before we move on, that I have the settings correct. Close below contamination, which means when it's nice and clean, it goes up. When it's brown, it goes down. There you go. Those are all set correctly. Those are all set correctly. Those are all set correctly. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. So the possibility of Badwater coming up through this hole is something I had considered. But I don't think it's going to be an issue given the height difference here and the fact that this is the edge of the map, so the waterfall limit should not apply. And now we have beautiful, clean, wonderful, delicious water, except the Emberpelts hate it, but I don't, so that's fine. We can keep these tubeways in place while they continue getting these trees out here, but eventually I do want to connect this whole area with the underground tubeways on level 0, like we have over here. I'm feeling pretty good about this, though. We did a lot of good cleanup work today. This is all very clean, very nice. And now we just have to, keep moving around this way. But I think this is a pretty good spot to end it for today. I am pretty satisfied with that. And I hope you enjoyed. As always, I appreciate you guys watching these videos, Beard Boosters, for subsidizing everything so we don't have to have sponsors. And so we can just do what we need to do, not worry about trying to chase the algorithm or cut off a series after 5 episodes because people don't care or whatever. We're in it to win it. We're in it to go all the way to the end. And yes, even the Project 1K playthrough, I have not abandoned. I just do not have time to do everything that needs to get done for that final episode just yet. But it will be coming, ideally before the end of 2025. I want to make sure we can do justice without it being another 5, 6, 7 episodes of, all right, well, today we added 5 more beavers. No, nobody has time for that, especially not me. So it's going to come out when it's done, and hopefully it'll be cool. I don't want to give up on it, but I have to take the time to do this other stuff. Regardless, it is now time for me to move on to other things for the rest of the day, and I guess since this video is about to end, you too. So have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.